Hello, Professor. This is our group project presentation. In the first slide, this is our group members list, including 段鲁涛、尹义龙、杨子阳、李航怡、傅旭东、闵尊清, Wang Lu, and Liang Xiao. Okay, let's start. The first part is 段鲁涛.
Okay, double-checked. The purpose of this report is to linking expertise and business expertise and automotive solution. Three Chinese Catering Composition, Cadillac Composite, 西贝莜面 Village Composite, and 全聚德 Composition are representative sample first in the first snippet of the report. The always citation of the three components is reviewed and discussed. This includes the core business, honors, three keys, operation, and characteristics of composition. Taking these three components as templates, the report receipts and release basic framework for analyzing the composition students. Introduce. The report selects three Chinese cultivation analysis for analysis. There are Cadillac component, 西贝莜面 Village composition, and 全聚德 composition. These three compositions have their other characteristics in the correcting introduced. The report will introduce the basic information of these three components in detail and provide an in-depth analysis of them. Next.
What I want to talk about is the instruction of three companies and the characteristics of their products and service. The company profile include core business, business owners, sales revenue, marketing, and advertising, and the profit model. 全聚德 company is a domestic company that mainly service Chinese-style dinners. Beijing Capital Tourist Company accounted for the highest proportion present 43. The 2022 operating income is 720 million yuan. 全聚德 Group has established a detailed brand development strategy in the development process since its established more than 10 years ago, actively registering trademarks and strengthening international management. At present, various companies adopt different profit models according to their own characteristics, and many operating companies are committed to finding more distinctive profit models that are more attractive to customers. And Xibei Company was founded in Neimenggu, and it was originally called Huangtu Snake Bar. After 10 years of development, Xibei has 6 stores in Neimenggu and has gradually grown in the #1 brand in Neimenggu. Beijing Xibei Company accounting for %40 and Jiaguolong account for 23% in 2021. The operating income of Neimenggu Xibei Catering Company is close to 6 billion yuan. Through process marketing to customers, Xibei analyzes the age of customers, and then found the ones with the most popular fans among a large number of apps or online platforms. Xibei is very good at creating popular products and can continue to create its possible products. For example, in Xibei, there is a yellow steam balloon with a night price of 6 yuan and 100,000 can be sold in a day. When the company was first established, Haidilao is followed the marketing idea of service first, customer first. In May 2019, Haidilao submitted an application for listing, and in September of the same year, it was officially listed. Jingyuan and founded by Zhang Yong and Shi Yonghong hold a total of 33 of Haidilao. Zhang Yong and his wife Shu Pu hold 15 and 19 of shares respectively. Haidilao's revenue in 2021 will be 31 billion yuan. Haidilao has thousands of stores around the world. Therefore, in the process of development, Haidilao has established a number of subsidiaries. The investment of the makes its products and service more complete. A monopolistic competition market is a market organization in which many firms produce and sell different products of the same kind. Competition is a market in which many firms produce and sell similar but different goods. All three firms above monopolistic competitors in terms of sales revenue, advertising and marketing, and profitability. Haidilao ranks first, Xibei Village ranks second, and Quanju ranks third. That's all. Next person. Thank you.
Now chapter 2. Upper page. Now chapter 2 will be presentation by Min Zhenqing and Fu Xudong. I'm Min Zhenqing. First, definition of business strategy. Business strategy, the sum of company's strategy to guide how it competes in its own industry, including a series of financial policies, organizational structure, and other activities. Developing a proper business strategy is the best way for a company to gain a sustainable competitive advantage in its industry. Next page. Types of business strategies. Basic strategy, cost leadership strategy, characteristics and advantage strategy. Target agglomeration strategy, growth strategy, internal strategy, expansion within the enterprise, external strategy, expansion outside the enterprise, defensive strategy, thinking strategy, diverse teacher strategy, liquidation strategy. Next page. Next page. 全聚德 Peddling Group Business Strategy, Basic Strategy, Characteristics, Advantage Strategy. 全聚德 has inherited the skill of roast duck in the imperial oven for more than 150 years. It's a famous time-honored brand in China. Next page. Growth strategy. Internal strategy, integrated strategy. It has a mid-food production base, Tianjide distribution center. Diversification strategy. A horizontal development serving the main business operating Fangshan, Fangzheyuan, Sichuan, National and more than 20 excellent time-honored catering brands. Formed an upstream and downstream industrial chain. Enhanced strategy, market development, and new product development. Expand the scale of operations in various parts of China. Tianjide has launched various prefabricated vegetable gift boxes. Next page. External strategy alliance, Tianjide and Yuanqi Forest jointly launched 2 New Year's even gift boxes, catching up with the express chain of new consumption. Tianjide has also cooperated with third parties many times to carry out live broadcast promoting new gift boxes of handmade roast duck. International development strategy operate chain stores in major developed cities abroad and promote China's time-honored brands to the world. Chain operation has more than 50 chain enterprises at home and abroad. Capital strategy, IPO, financing, franchising, defense strategy, shrinkage strategy. After the epidemic, the performance has sluggish and 12 stores has been closed a year. Next page.
Okay, so I'm Fu Xudong. I will introduce the next two companies. First, business strategy of Haidilao Catering Company. Basic strategy, characteristic advantage strategy. Haidilao has become a well-deserved leading enterprise in the hot pot industry with its unique service methods and business philosophy. Next page, please. The growth strategy. Internal strategy include the following 3 parts. Integrated strategy. Building an independent brand. The company plans to open a number of directly operated stores in Tianjin, Beijing, Shanghai in the next 5 years. Select a company from the company's upstreaming suppliers of Haidilao and start in-depth cooperation with it. Supply chain capability is the whole competitiveness of catering companies. Diversification strategy and horizontal diversification. Haidilao is actually developing the fast food track. Haidilao has developed more than 10 fast food brands and mixed diversification, expanded its business in dinner, casual dinner, and takeaway, and enhanced strategy and emphasis on marketing, opening offline stores, building its own brand, developing the domestic Haidilao market. Next page. An external strategy, a strategic alliance. And first, continue to maintain long-term cooperative relations with major overseas customer companies. Haidilao plans to acquire high-quality resources to enhance its market position and competitiveness. And the capital strategy, like listing, financing. Next page, please. And this one, that's about CBEI company's business strategy. The basic strategy, characteristic advantage strategy. And last page, please. Yeah. Basic characteristic advantage strategy. CBEI Youmian Village is the main brand of CBEI Catering Group, which is mainly engaged in Chinese carol meals and an outstanding representative of Northwest cuisine. Next page, please. The growth strategy, internal strategy. About the integration strategy, that actively open up the upstream and downstream industrial chain, and diversification strategy, focus on side branches and trended to be lightweight. Fast food and retail are the two major areas of its efforts, and include two parts: Super Rojia CBEI yogurt horse and CBEI oatmeal noodles. And also in recent years about the Jia Guoliang Jingniang Elmo Beijing strategy. And enhance the strategy include two: retailization, take children's meal as a breakthrough to strengthen the positioning of family-friendly restaurants, and comprehensive optimization and upgrading of CBEI Youmian Village and the digital ecological construction. About external strategy, IPO and 100 billion level revenue strategy, and defense strategy, contraction strategy. CBEI is constantly transforming and reorganizing the enterprise, strengthen the competitive of enterprises. Next page, please. And that's a comparison of the business strategies of the three companies. About Quanjude, Haidilao, CBEI, compare about the basic strategy and the internal growth strategy, external growth strategy, defensive strategy. Quanjude basic strategy, the unique advanced strategy. Haidilao also unique advanced strategy. CBEI unique advanced strategy. About the internal growth strategy, and Quanjude, that's integrated strategy, diversification strategy, enhanced strategy. Haidilao include the integrated strategy, diversification strategy, enhanced strategy. And CBEI integrated strategy, diversification strategy, enhanced strategy. And about the external growth strategy, and Quanjude, that's a strategic alliance, international development, capital strategy, and Haidilao, that's a strategic alliance, capital strategy, and CBEI planning capital strategy. The last one, defensive strategy, Quanjude, that's shrinking strategy, and CBEI transformation contribution contraction strategy. Okay, that's my part. Thanks. Then that's my colleagues will continue.
The chapter 3 in this slide is Porter's 5 force definition, and I will introduce them one by one. Next page. I will introduce the three companies' external situation from the perspective of Porter's 5 forces model one by one. First is Quanjude Company, about the exciting competitors. Quanjude's main competitors are the other three dark restaurants. The number of competitors is not much, but they are also competitive in terms of size and market share. So we access this kind of competitiveness as medium. About the bargaining power of the customers, Quanjude follow the laws of market for pricing purchase are mostly not variable. About the bargaining power of suppliers, the main raw materials for Quanjude is Peking duck, supplied by Sanyuan Jinxing Company. So the bargaining power of suppliers is a little high. If it is not allowed to cooperate with Sanyuan Company, it will lose a lot. Next is the threat of new entrants. As a leader in the roast duck industry, the Quanjude Company has gained economies of scale due to its large-scale operations. The high quality and the long-established Chinese brand have Quanjude have few threats of new entrants. The threat of substitute products. There are many substitute food, but because Quanjude roast duck has become one of Beijing culture icons, there are few products that completely homogeneous with Quanjude. Next page, please. The second company is Xibei Company. The about is exciting competitors. Xibei's competitors provide other provinces foods in China, but every specialty has its own flavor, helping these restaurants have considerable competitiveness. So many companies and considerable competitiveness should be evaluated with moderate risk. About the bargaining power of the customers. About Xibei offers expensive dishes. In a restaurant, the price set on the menu cannot change. About the bargaining power of suppliers, Xibei's supplier is 1+1 Flour Company. However, China has developed agricultural economy. It is not difficult to find other suppliers of nature and high-quality flour. The threat of new entrants. Xibei is a brand of Northwest specialty food. If there are other new Northwest products being developed and being allowed, it may pose a risk to this company. The threat of substitute products. Some restaurants like 9毛9 allows consumers to eat a good meal quickly and conveniently. Similar restaurants that sell food, delicious food and inexpensive noodles will pose risks to Xibei Company. Next page. Next page, please. The last company is Haidilao. About its exciting competitors, the barrier to entry in the hotpot industry is relatively low. Many competitors exist in the market like Minato, Tan Duck Boat, and Shang Hotpot. About the bargaining power of the customers. Haidilao has attracted a lot of consumers because its moderate environment and considerable service, which helps this brand to grasp a group of loyal consumers, and the bargaining power of consumers is very low. About the bargaining power of suppliers. So the bargaining power of suppliers is also low because Haidilao's branch can provide most raw materials. Haidilao has established upstream companies to provide hotpot seasoning, which allows for high quality and low prices. The threat of new entrants. It is easy for companies to enter in hotpot industry, but because of Haidilao's unique strategy and advantages, most of hotpot companies can't replace this the position and competing for the market share. The threat of substitute products. There are many substitutes in hotpot industries. There are many different tests and different preference, different prices, and so on. The scale of production, standardized operation, and specialized scales of hotpot have Haidilao when having new entries, so it can be evaluated as moderate. Next part.
Hello, my name is Yang Ziyang. What I advise was a comparison of the comparative ability of the three companies. First, this figure, we can get the conclusion about the comparative advice of the three companies. First of all, they are more exciting companies in the rest industries. In particular, Haidilao has the most companies, many because of the popular of the hot pot introduced. Secondly, the Bogley Pro of the company on the list, which means they are on the their product based on the picture in the restaurant. Thirdly, the Bogley Pro of the Quanju support is the strongest. Their Bogley Pro of the supply of the Xibei and Haidilao is no. They mean that Quanju does not have the complete product similar this. Like Haidilao. Moreover, the theoretical level of the new entries is not very difficult in three companies. There is because three potential comparison is a rich matter segmental algorithm. Quanju has the advice of the company is the country and for the against potential companies. First, and the three companies need to focus on the emergence of the subcultures in the particular. Haidilao has this advice to companies with the subcultures because of the high price. Thank you. Next.
The first company is Quanjude. Quanjude's advantages. One is a well-known Chinese time-honored brand, delicious at home and abroad. For customers, Quanjude not only has a good reputation but also enjoys a high reputation in history and culture. It's a symbol of business and bears the baptism of history and culture. Second, it implements broad strategy of promote asset operation to expand the influence of the enterprise. Quanjude has opened 60 franchise chain stores in developed countries, making Quanjude famous overseas. Second, it realized the standardism of Chinese food and steadily developed chain operations. On the other hand, its Quanjude's disadvantages. One is compared with the international brand, there is still a big gap between Quanjude and the international brand. Second, disadvantages of management mode. In order to maintain the flavor of traditional food, Quanjude must cook the ingredients in strict accordance with the completed roaster duck production process. Traditional Chinese cuisine is difficult to compare with the Chinese fast food. Traditional Chinese cuisine pays attention to experience of operation and personal understanding. Quanjude's management are seldom graduate from catering management majors, which isn't conducive to the long-term healthy development of enterprises. Second, the erosion importance fast food. In recent years, Starbucks and other international country chains have considerably expanded their chain stores in China and located them for Chinese tastes and sees a large market share. The second company is Xibei. Xibei's advantages. One is good reputation and broad power. Xibei was recognized as a country's service, established a responsibility company image, and was recognized as a well-known trademark by the State Administration for Industry and Commerce. Second, core management team. Xibei core management team has more than 10 years of experience in catering industry and is able to deal with the challenges and opportunities faced by Chinese catering companies. Second, effective operation management sincerity. At present, Xibei company mainly adopts and direct chain operation mode, which enhances the community and the stability of company's operation, reduces the cost of raw material and effective guarantees food safety at the source. On the other hand, Xibei's disadvantages. One is poor product appearance. The product shape is relatively simple and single. The grade isn't high enough and it doesn't match the product positioning. Second, simple marketing method. There are few promotion activities which affect the exports of the store and make it different to raise public attention. The third is insufficient online and offline appearance. Xibei offline restaurant follow the small and beautiful route, but the store lacks its own characteristics and has a certain distance from the broad culture. Next, communication experience. Experience is inseparable from service and communication skills of Xibei may directly affect the communicated appearance of customers. The third component is Haidilao. One part is Haidilau's disadvantages, including one is cost advantage. Haidilao has beautiful, large-scale modern distribution systems and a raw material production base, reduce raw material costs and makes them perform. Second, customer advantages. Haidilao services and products make customers feel at home, so they attract a certain group of customers. Second, branded advantage. It was selected into the top 15 Chinese hotpot board ranking in the first half of 2021 ranking first. On the other hand, Haidilau's disadvantages. One is food safety issues. Although Haidilao properly admitted and properly resolved several serious food safety incidents that occurred, Haidilao will also decline and its reputation will gradually deteriorate. Second, high consumption lower. Is regularly high lower in their production. The dishes of other hotpot restaurants aren't very different of Haidilao, which leads customers to choose other hotpot restaurants instead of Haidilao. The next is Star's brand expanding, affected by the COVID-19. Haidilao took a fancy to bonds of rate reduction and continue to expand its stores. However, the average turnover rate is consistently decreasing. The next is insufficient of performance. Affected by the COVID-19, people pay more attention to cost performance in food and beverage consumption, except for college students. Haidilao has full performance method for ordinary customers. The last one is differences in the level of service personnel. Due to brand expansion, the training effects is greatly reduced and the service level is different stores or even the same store will have different degrees of differences. The next page.
About chapter 5 is a company's measure. First is about the Quanjide company. There are 4 measures for Quanjide. At the beginning, enhance brand value of Chinese charm owner brand. Quanjide must give fully play to the advantage and should not reduce the quality and lose the brand reputation due to the limitation of operation scale and similar products. Moreover, Quanjude needs to plan and implement a series of positive marketing activities to gain the subjective identity of customers. Second is the branches. Quanjude should build a management systems in line with its own development according to its status and provide organizational grants for enterprise to enhance their brand's competitiveness. Then is increase the identities of brand protections. Quanjude is different from other companies. In terms of brand protection, it can not only rely on its own operations or legal protections, but also needs a support of relevant government and national policy. Because brand treatment restriction is the most basic means of brand protection. And last but not least, is establish a perfect enterprise management system. Quanjude must continue to innovate the measurements of system content, and we must grasp the unity of policy and effectiveness. The second company is CBEI. For CBEI companies, there are three measures. Firstly, to enhance their soft powers of experienced cultures. To do this, can improve the qualities of employees and enhance their enthusiasm. CBEI should clarify its own strategic development needs and constantly improve its soft powers and experience culture. Secondly, implement the standardization of experience systems. The implement the standardization of the experience system, CBEI management must treat everyone equally. CBEI companies need an experience feedback system to collect customers' opinions and constantly update internal systems to meet customers' experience needs. Thirdly, building an experiential service team. Do a good job in training systems for employees and communicate with each other through the establishment of internet magazines and network platforms. About the Haidilao company, there are four measures. Firstly, strengthen food safety control. Haidilao should do a great job in inspection of each step, strengthens the establishment of food processing systems, form a long-term supervision models, and implement the responsibility system in an all-round way. Next, we positions product price. The service is duty and should not be used as a reason for high price. Therefore, the price of Haidilao dishes should be adjusted. So dishes that customers often order can be appreciated, reducing price to attract customers to place more orders. Thirdly, increase promotion methods. Haidilao's discount dresses for college students has attracted many college students. It can offer discounts for soldiers and teachers to broaden the scope of customers. Moreover, strengthen personnel training management. Haidilao should providing service that suits the needs of different customers instead of blindly pursue consistency in service, so that customers can have a better experience. Next page. Thanks for watching. That's all. Thank you.